What's going on, everybody? Doc Jazz here from Process Physical Therapy and Performance, and today we're going to be going over a couple soft tissue mobilization drills to help improve your overhead lift. We're going to be focusing on loosening up the rhomboid as well as the lat. Both of those muscles can inhibit our ability to lift overhead. So for the rhomboids, all we're going to need is a lacrosse ball, and for the lats, we're going to need a foam roller. So I've got my lacrosse ball, and we're going to go ahead and hit those rhomboids. As we're getting the rhomboids, we'll also probably get the middle traps a little bit too. There are a couple muscles that cross over in this area. And what we're really looking to do is to get this lacrosse ball between the spine and between the shoulder blade. And that's where those muscles are going to attach and therefore inhibit our ability to go overhead. You can imagine if those muscles are binding down that shoulder blade, then the shoulder blade is not going to necessarily want to upwardly rotate as efficiently as it should. And so we're going to grab our ball, and we're going to get it into an area between the spine and the shoulder blade. We can kind of start lower. We can also start a little bit higher too as well. So let's start a little bit higher. From here, we're just kind of looking for a tight spot. I'm going to go down a little bit lower. Got one right in there. And from here, we just want to make sure we're able to breathe. The last thing that we want to do is kind of brace like this, because then our nervous system isn't going to really feel safe and it's not going to really want to unlock the way we'd like it to. So we're just going to breathe, and then we can start to move that hand overhead to mobilize that tissue a little bit, kind of play with it, rotate the shoulder and the elbow. And there we can kind of do a little D2 patterning for our anatomy nerds out there, PT nerds out there. And then we can also kind of go into a little bit of a bridge. Now this can be a little bit aggressive, so if you find yourself like, oh, then maybe you want to kind of come back down and hang out in this position here. Even when we go up into that bridge, we can then move that arm overhead as well. Make sure we're still able to breathe though. Go ahead and mobilize each side for about 2 minutes, and then reassess your overhead movement and see if there's any change there. So next up, we have our lats. And so our lats are a really big muscle. They attach up into the humerus here, or into our upper arm, all the way down into our pelvis, our hip area, and our low back. So if you've ever done a ton of pull-ups, you may have felt soreness in this upper arm area, but also maybe into your back. And so to mobilize this area, I like to use a foam roller. And like I said, it's a really big area. So as long as we're kind of like over this rib area, we're hitting it, okay? And so like I said, we're gonna be over the ribs, and so don't feel like you have to go super crazy here. And we're just going to kind of move back and forth and kind of rotate to look for a tight area. Some people aren't necessarily super tight down here. They get a little bit tighter as they move up closer into the joint. And so from here, we can start to rotate that arm outwards, which is going to stretch out that lat a little bit. We can kind of rotate in. Once you found that tight spot, just kind of go back and forth. Remember, we want to be able to breathe into this position. All right, a little sore in there. Oh, right there. I'm gonna hang out here, same thing. Just really rotating back and forth in there. We want to hit this area for about 2 minutes on each side, or the area or the arm that has been giving us some grief. And then same thing, we want to reassess our overhead movement, reassess our push press movement, reassess our snatch movement, and see if anything feels better. This is also a really good one to give a shot if we have some tightness and stiffness in the front rack position, because in there, our lats need to be good and mobile as well. Give it a shot. Let me know what you think. Have fun. Have a good day, y'all. Bye.